My life.
The
I
coolest person ever.
I asked my friend Shirley, and she's met Matt before, and she's like, she touched him, and she went home and she did some research.
Hold on a second. How much
Shirley,
did that cost again?
My friend Shirley
He was a centipede.
No, he was a label maker.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought you were gonna say he was a blacksmith.
He was a label maker.
Blacksmith? Like what? Like in a
He
former
just
life?
put labels on jars.
Yeah.
Like in the 16th century.
Nice.
And now you're just putting labels on Ted and I all the time.
Now you're just
all
putting
you do is
labels on people,
You
yeah.
just label us all the time.
Did you go all that way for that terrible joke?
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine.
Don't call me
God.
Shirley.
Isn't that funny? Like whenever anybody talks about their former, like a past life, like when you sit down, right, in a past life, you were the assistant to
No one's a dog.
Madame Curie,
Yeah.
and you literally helped her to cure, I don't know, whatever it is she cured. I thank you. I don't know.
Actually, I thought she invented Curio.
She invented curry. Madame Curie invented curry, and all the Indian
she invented,
people.
She invented
I love
Steph,
Curios.
Yeah.
She invented Steph Curry.
I had Curios for breakfast.
Yeah, but I mean, at no point, because at no point does anybody go, yeah, you were the guy who was killed. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, you were killed. You were molested by 700 wildebeest, and then they stomped you to death at the age of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's why I like these ancestry shows, like Finding Your Roots with Skip.
Do they do it real?
They do celebrities, and it's real. I know.
Wait, hold on. You were the most important
No,
person.
they don't.
Even then.
No. It's not. It's no. So they screen people. They find who's interesting to put them before they put them on a show. So they go through a lot of celebrities before I think they choose who to put on there.
Why do I always say something you were something important in your prior life? Wouldn't it be like, well, you were the first person to die of the bubonic plague in the 13th century at the age of 5 before your life even got started? That's what you were in your prior life. You never had a chance.
Matt and I were talking about Russell and Wyatt. Russell, Kurt and Wyatt Russell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how they're on that show together. And
The Godzilla show. Yeah.
Yeah. So the son said before he was working, he did this thing. He had his DNA tested. He did this whole ancestry thing, and they traced back like 10 generations, and a direct lineage to them. Their great grandfather, like 10 times over, was at the start of the Revolutionary War when his name was Jason Russell. That's a direct lineage to their great grandfather. He was the one that was shot in the home when the redcoats entered the home and took over, and it was like the whole start of the shot heard around the world.
Oh,
he was telling the story. He's like, that guy was.
Wait a minute.
He was the get shot guy heard around the world.
I'm to believe that Kurt and Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, that they're directly related to something very, very special and important that happened in the Revolutionary War. Not a guy who ran across the way and said, Mr. Washington, I think they're. Did he have something to say? No, I didn't even know who that fucking guy was.
Their ancestors
I didn't even know
shot
who that guy was.
The home that the redcoats took refuge in, that was his house, and they shot him in the house.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what Wyatt Russell.
They're not very good.
Said. I don't know if he's a liar.
Guests. Not very good guests.
That you know what? That seems.
I don't think he's making it up though.
That just seems like complete.
Could be embellishing.
That just seems like complete and total bullshit.
Well, that's like saying, I'm related. I'm like 3 steps removed from royalty. From like, I'm related to King Henry VIII or something.
How come why do I believe this and you guys don't?
I always
believe when
you.
somebody says something like that. I don't think he'd get. I mean, I don't know.
It just
you could
seems,
be right. I just thought it wasn't.
It just
was
seems
a weird
so
thing to make
weird
up.
that he wasn't during the Revolutionary War. You drown in a pool after you were being chased by a lizard. Like something like that, right? Like
it was on Conan Needs a Friend, and you know what Conan O'Brien said? He said that he had Lisa Kudrow, I guess, does one of these shows.
Oh Jesus!
And so she said, "Hey, why don't you come on the show? I'll do the swab and we'll send your DNA." And he goes, "Listen, trust me, you don't want me on because I literally have nothing. You'll find nothing, and you won't want me in the show." And he goes, like 6 months go by, and he's like, "Hey, I haven't heard back from Lisa." So he called her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it came back nothing. You have nothing in your DNA. You are 100." She goes, "You are exactly 100% Irish."
Yeah, they did say that. So they said that's actually rare to be like 100% of anything. So he is 100%.
But you know what that means, Ted? Ted, you know what that means? So he goes to his doctor, and he, is doing his checkup, and he told his doctor, and his doctor's kind of like got this background in DNA and stuff. Yeah. So he said, "Hey, doc, so I had my DNA tested, and it turns out I am 100.0% Irish." And he's like, my doctor laughed, and he goes, that's not a good thing, Conan. And he says, why? He goes, because that means
You're an alcoholic.
There's been incest in your family. It's a sign of there's nobody that should be 100% unless it's
inbreeding.
incest.
A lot of inbreeding.
It's true.
Okay,
I looked it up. I'm like, oh my God.
Kept it close to home. That's all.
That's why like you could be like 97 or 99 or 95 or but if you're 100%, that means there's some incest.
That's scary because I think I'm 100% German.
Really?
Yeah. I told you this story, right, about how my mom thought we were all these different things. We grew up like tons of different things. And then we got that, or actually I think my mom and my sister did it. And I came back, 100% German.
Oh,
just
we
German.
talked about this,
Yeah, just German, and that's all we are.
Well, here's a question. What if a guy who's 100% thought he was Scandinavian took the DNA test, and he found out he was Norwegian? Would it really matter? So they're kind of like right there, right?
Everybody in his family would hate him, right? Don't those two groups hate each other?
Well, they're speaking of family and hate.
Kill him!
There's a family in Chicago, McGrath. They're not the famous, like McGrath family owns the car dealerships or anything, but they're kind of famous because two of the brothers are writers and there's a musician, but there's like 10 of them. Mm-hmm. One of the siblings had their DNA tested. They're raised Irish Catholic. They all went to Catholic schools, grammar schools, high schools, and they celebrated St. Patrick's Day, and they have all these things going on. She had a DNA tested. They're not at all Irish. They have no Irish.
That's actually pretty funny.
Zero.
What are they?
He wrote a whole article in the Tribune about it. They're Danish. They're German. They're actually they're German. They're like Eastern European. They're not Irish.
We had no Irish in us. For years.
But they were raised. It's like they're grandparents. Yeah. And I said to my wife, I'm like, you know what? Everybody I know that's Irish can at least trace the next generation to Ireland.
Yeah.
Like all my friends, their moms and dads are either from Ireland or their grandparents are.
Well, somebody had to know they weren't from Ireland, right? One of the grandparents would be like, are we just going to keep telling we're Irish?
Yeah, he's a really good, talented writer, and he did an opt-it. He writes for the Tribune like once a month, and he wrote this. It's a really funny article, and it's interesting, and he did like 3 parts on it. But yeah, that's the first thing I said. How do you not? No one ever talked about we have a relative back in Ireland. Nothing came up, but they're not Irish. They don't have any Irish ancestry in them.
So clearly they're aliens. I mean, when no, that's
everybody in Chicago's Irish.
Well, the worst DNA test would be if you do it on your kid and it turns out it's not your kid, right? That would be like we don't really care who your ancestor was from 300 years ago, but you find, hey, let me do a DNA test, and like, oh, your son, he's not your son actually. He belongs to the mailman.
That would be. I tell you what,
you know the guy who played the cleanup hitter in your softball team 8 years ago? Yeah, it's his kid.
Yeah, the really good-looking guy.
Yeah, the one who was always busy. Yeah, and he couldn't go out to the bar. Yeah. So,
oh man, that would be.
This is gonna get knocked over.
The Pura Vida thing. We got a little Pura Vida sign from Coast. No, it should be up there from Costa Rica, man. I think we got that from Costa Rica. That was awesome, man.
I think so too. It says Costa Rica on it.
Does it? Oh, does it say Costa Rica? Right. Oh, sweet. Yeah, man, that was so much fun. Costa Rica's. I'll tell you right now. Oh yeah. We're talking about what we want to do for for family vacation again, and I got outvoted. We're going to Michigan. For family vacation.
Costa Rica. I thought
you
were going to say Costa Rica.
I wanted to go to Costa Rica. Yeah, I'm like Costa Rica, and then so Savannah. Yeah, so Savannah wanted to get. I guess when she had her bachelorette party, it was in Michigan with a nice house with a indoor pool and like games, a game room, like arcade and everything. And
Michigan.
In Michigan.
I know that house.
Do you really?
I swear to God, it's a big white house, right?
I didn't see the outside. I mean, they just kept showing pictures.
But it's got an indoor pool and an outdoor pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know that house.
Yeah, it's really cool.
For rent, I saw it on the same thing she saw.
Yeah, so instead of we planned that was last week. We already planned for this New Year's. We're going there, and I said when we did it, we're like, oh, what do you want to do? And I said Costa Rica. Everybody's like, yeah. I said, or we went to a couple nice places in Mexico. I'm like, we go back there. That's great. That's a great way to spend Christmas. And then I got the thing from Savannah. Said congratulations, you've been. And I think I paid for it. I don't know what the deal is, but we're going to Michigan, so it's just like Costa Rica.
Like next year or just like
next year?
Oh, okay,
yeah. So my vacation is planned. So cool. now I get to go someplace warm.
Yeah. How do you know Ted and I didn't pay for it? That could have been our gift to Savannah.
Where's going to be minus 15 degrees instead of minus 20? It'll probably be colder because you're up further north. So
Ted, that's what we gave Andy and Savannah
for their. Oh, she still hasn't opened her cards yet, so I don't know what you guys.
When she opens our,
I don't know what you guys got.
She's busy. She's got bigger fish to fry.
She's got big fish to fry.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to do this. Last week when they were talking about, we talked about with the Big Lebowski and everything. We talked about the guy. Remember the guy who showed up and he brought his uncle in the Folgers can.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, to the
okay.
as the dress up.
Yeah.
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 It's
And
a
I was
Lebowski
thinking,
fest.
yeah,
Should have won.
But I was thinking, if you were gonna die, and you wanted to pick like a way to go, like a movie way to go, a cool movie way to go,
Yeah.
what would you pick?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he just melts. So he opens up the Ark of the Covenant. He goes, ah! He just melts. That's kind of cool.
How you want to go?
That's kind of cool. I mean, it's the Ark of the Covenant, man.
I want to be on that bus with Sandra Bullock.
And Speed?
Yeah, I want to be with her for like a day on that bus.
You're doing that thing with your eyes like she's hot.
I thought she was very attractive.
I'm not a Sandra Bullock guy.
Yeah, I know you're a Lauren Boebert fan.
Oh, by the way, just on a side note, Lauren Boebert met with her ex-husband at a restaurant for something benign, and of course, the police were called and somebody got arrested again.
Come on, are you serious?
Somebody got arrested again.
Yeah, somebody got
Every
punched in
time
the
Lauren
face.
Boebert's in public with somebody needs to get arrested. So
I would assume. I guess
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
Crazy.
I'm
That's
sorry.
hilarious.
It might have been that he punched her in the face, but I would imagine there's one thing led to another, and he said hand job, she said no, and then there was a face.
She
punch.
always has that.
Hand job ready? Yeah.
That and she looks like she just got punched in the face.
I think she's just always unhappy, unless she's being super racist.
Do
or
you know what
super
she said about
homophobic.
hand jobs?
What you say? Best ever?
The secret to a better hand job?
No, she did.
Yeah, she did. And she said I couldn't do it in the theater, but the secret to my hand jobs are I use my mouth.
wow. It's like a Polish hand job.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You know what? That's you know what? That's almost exactly what I expect Lauren Boebert to say.
Yeah. So
I really do expect.
she's
her to
over
say
two.
that.
Allegedly, she said that.
She's 0 for 2 in public so far.
Yeah, and she said something. She said something super racist today, or yesterday about Martin Luther King Day.
No.
It was She is literally a train wreck, a plane accident, and then like a nuclear bomb all rolled into one.
Don't forget about the Hindenburg and the Titanic.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a great idea. I have a gas-filled Zephyr that's completely unstable. Let's put hundreds of people on and see what happens.
You know it wasn't the hydrogen that blew that up.
Ted, be careful.
You know that,
It was a
right? Just take
smoker.
that thing off. Take that thing off. All right, and Costa Rica goes. Pura Vida goes down.
What was it that blew Hindenburg?
I don't know.
No,
It was something else.
I thought
though.
they allowed smoking on those things. They had a smoking section.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, up until what, 15 years ago? And you can still, I think there's still states you can still smoke in.
There's plenty of states.
Yeah.
Michigan, Kentucky, Indiana. You can smoke
yeah,
indoors
we were in the
everywhere.
casino.
You can smoke indoors anywhere. We're spoiled in Illinois, but I mean, yeah, most states, if you go out to
We are
restaurants
really
or
spoiled.
casinos, yeah, they're smoking
I was
everywhere.
at a bar on
Bars.
Saturday where they were still smoking.
Yeah.
They had a back room and everyone's smoking.
Yeah,
back
go
there.
to a bar in Kentucky or
What?
Yeah,
whatever.
right here. I mean, my buddy's party. They had a back room and everybody was smoking in the back room.
Smoke.
And I
What
had my
about the boys-
jacket
what about
back
the boys'
there.
room?
And it reminded me, Ted, remember we used to come home and you just stink your clothes. Everything stunk like cigarettes.
God, it's the
your
worst.
your pillowcase, your bed, everything. That's what I smelled like when I got home. I couldn't. That was the worst.
Oh, that is the worst. Okay, you want some updates? Because this is just proof how stupid we are. Remember, we couldn't figure out who was at the Alamo last week?
Yeah, we did.
I don't think we totally did.
I said we said Davy Crockett.
David Crockett.
Okay, it was Davy Crockett and James Bowie.
Bowie. The Bowie. guy, yeah.
The
David
Bowie.
Bowie,
knife.
David
yeah,
Bowie.
That guy, yeah.
Caroline, and this is the only information she gave us, who works at a major Midwest university, says the worst part of her job is reading dissertations, listening to oral defenses, which I didn't realize this. When you have your dissertation, you have to you go in front of a group of people,
Yep.
and you have to prove whatever you're saying. She said listening to oral defenses, and then when she has to read a thesis, absolute worst part of her job.
Yeah.
I thought it would be applications too.
I don't know.
You got to write an essay to apply to schools.
But I think those are much shorter.
Yeah. Oh, they're way shorter.
Yeah, they're way shorter. Lawrence from Oslo, Norway, it's kind of sad. He said, don't leave lithium batteries on a charger. He lost his business that way. The batteries started on fire and his business burned down.
Wow.
I got to tell you, what are our batteries like?
I think
For
they're
our drills, are they lithium now or no?
I think they are.
For what?
For lithium
Like the
batteries.
Milwaukee,
Aren't they
like all my
lithium
Milwaukee
batteries?
tools, is that lithium?
I believe so.
I would assume so, yeah.
So why do they make these charging caddies if they don't want you to leave them on there?
I have no idea. But I would say don't leave any batteries on there. It just seems like a super dangerous
So
thing.
on a side note, especially in Chicago this time of year with the minus wind chill, a lot of Teslas are having issues. I guess a lot of the car charging stations are dead. A lot of the Teslas are dead, even though I saw a few on the road today where they show like a frozen Teslas just lined up, waiting.
Fake news.
Hopefully that somebody charges these poor cars.
Fake news.
Okay.
Some people send in movies for interviews. You know how I think it was Cassie last week said what movie and why they were going to ask her in an interview. Carter said he would pick Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
Wait, for what? That's a good movie. By the way.
Yeah. But
for
not,
what?
For the job
thing.
interview.
Yeah,
But doesn't he go crazy at work and start shooting
No,
people?
at work.
No, actually, no. He's
outside of work.
No, he never had work. So the whole premise
he's looking for a job.
He's telling his wife he's employed. And he leaves the house every day with a briefcase, but he's actually been unemployed for months.
I get it.
And he just kind of wanders around. He's looking for jobs in his car.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
so
then
Carter said, "Give me a job, or I'll end up killing people." So okay, that makes a lot more sense. And Khadijah said, anything with Kristen Stewart is what she would pick. You ready for this? So this is what she said. If you can sit through one of her movies, you can do anything.
Oh, she's right. That's genius. But you got to make sure the person on the other side of the interview is appreciative of that. They get it. They're like, oh, they look at her and go, "You're hired."
What's her claim to fame with Robert Pattinson and Night?
She was a werewolf.
The Nightfall.
Werewolf and a vampire.
Movies,
She was getting banged. She was getting double teamed by a werewolf and a vampire.
What was that movie that
I have no idea.
that was famous before Robert Pattinson?
Oh, Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah,
That's the movie you're talking about, man.
It's a show.
Well, she's been in a bunch of movies. I've never seen anything she's been in. I've never seen the Twilight stuff. Yeah. All I know is
I like the stuff her dad's in. Jimmy Stewart. No? Too soon?
Man. Is he? That's not really her.
I thought Dave Stewart was the pitcher for the A's.
That would be her grandfather.
That was her dad.
I don't know. I don't know anything about her.
If he was alive, he'd be 110 years old.
I don't know anything about her. I saw a picture of her. She shaved her head and
Yeah,
she looked like she wanted to beat people
No,
up.
she went to the other side.
She did, but she's
exploring,
back at the
other side.
She's exploring her sexuality. That's what's
okay.
going on.
Then you know what?
Just FYI.
Then I am not gonna discount her movies. I might just watch.
She should like team up with Shia Barif or what's that guy's
Shia
name?
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
Dude, he's crazy.
He's insane.
He's a rabble rouser.
He's insane.
He's just he's a rabble rouser.
I think he's flat
no,
out
he's
crazy.
like clinically crazy.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this thing started. Hey, everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is a man who thinks that kids have it way too easy these days, Mark.
Cancel school.
You realize how...
We have school tomorrow, and the temperature tomorrow is the same as it was today. So how does that make sense?
Can you see in the future, Nostradamus?
No, they just said that that tomorrow morning when we wake up, it's going to be -7 degrees. Same thing today. They canceled school. So why are we having school tomorrow?
I have no idea. Why
not cancel school tomorrow,
Dude, I will tell you right now, it was cold as shit.
Listen,
and kids,
I know.
Listen, kids don't wear the right stuff, man. I was a teacher for 25 years. Some kid will come to school. Lots of kids will come to school tomorrow with a T-shirt and a hoodie, and they'll have walked 5, 6, 8, 10 blocks.
If that's the case, they don't have to come to school. But whoever can make it should have the option of going.
So what do you think? You think your boy wanted to go to school yesterday?
No, but as far as like, okay, at CPS, with high school, if there's no school, they cancel everything.
Yeah,
they cancel games, practice. So they've been doing this for the last 3 days. So they haven't practiced in a week, and we got a game tomorrow.
It's basketball, dude.
It's high school, though.
Okay, but it's not like it's Ted. You play basketball. Do you think you're any worse? Ted hasn't played in years. He's no worse. He's no worse today than he was the last time he played.
Right,
I practice all the time in my mind.
Right. And a man who ran over 2 kids on his way to the show today, Teddy.
I'm cold. It's so cold this week. I really want it to be warm.
It, Ted. You were
in a hurry. They didn't get hurt though. They're frozen.
I just want to press a button and make this all go away.
So
help me.
It's called remote start.
I'm going to tell you right now, I am addicted to Instagram and TikTok car crash videos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm addicted. I can't stop. The stupid shit.
I blow right by those.
That
I'm not
people
on TikTok.
do. No.
Ted's not either.
Dude, it's unbelievable. This the stuff that people do, like
check it out.
the turning left from the far right lane and stuff. All this stuff. It's amazing.
After a while, they're all the same thing, though.
They are, but it's the dumbness. It's the insane dumbosity that happens.
Some of those are fake too. You got to kind of.
I know.
It's funny. I didn't know that. But,
did you hear about the guy who crashed his plane on purpose? Like he was on TikTok. He has he's a private pilot.
To be cool.
He crashed his plane on purpose.
Yeah.
He jumped out with the parachute just to get likes on TikTok.
Yeah.
He got busted.
They did some investigation.
Believe it or not, people stage things.
He's in jail.
Oh, I know all
TikTok
that.
for likes.
Wait. For faking a TikTok video?
He destroyed
for faking
property
a plane, for faking an airplane crash.
He crashed a goddamn plane.
The plane
was his own plane, right?
Yeah, but it fell down and hit. God knows it could hit anything, right? It could land
on.
Did
it kill somebody?
You're not allowed to intentionally crash a plane. Look at you. You look confused.
What? It's your plane. You should be able to do whatever you want with it.
You know, it's kind of like faking your own death. You know what I mean? You know,
But he
and then
wasn't
you show up
dead.
then you show up like 5 years later or so.
The greatest TikTok prank of all time.
After you collect the insurance money, just say, I was just kidding.
No. You don't even do it like that. You just fake your own death.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, you come back, and then you put it back on TikTok. You're like, bam! And everybody's like, wow, that was a good one.
See, you would be good. See, Ted, he doesn't understand. Just because something's yours doesn't mean you could do anything you want with it.
What? If I had a boat, and there was just a hill or anything, a tree, I couldn't just smash my boat into a tree
and collect the insurance on it. No.
Well, collect the insurance on it. No, if that's what he did, that was cheating. But if I just wanted to fuck up my boat and be cool on TikTok, I don't think you. No. Right, I don't get it.
I guess there's a lot of ways to stage stuff on TikTok to kind of make it look real, where there's no financial gain to you, where it might be morally reprehensible, but are you necessarily breaking the law? That's debatable.
Well, I mean, you know what? I mean, TikTok and Instagram. I mean, TikTok especially. It's really just women trying to get men to. It's all like trying to get him to. I don't know, give him money and stuff.
I mean, what if I found like the toughest biker bar in the country and walked in advance and bribed everybody like $100, say, hey, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to be filming and act like I'm coming here for the first time, and you're going to just be like super intimidating and pretend like you kind of, like the Terminator, you're going to kind of beat me up, but you're not really going to.
You'd be great. Then, it'd be great. I would come in right after. And I would pay them to actually beat you up.
This is like the Hells Angels headquarters.
No, Ted would think that'd be awesome.
That's illegal too.
Whatever Ted paid them to partially beat him up, I double it, and they actually kick the shit out of him. Would that be?
That wouldn't take a whole lot though.
See, but you wouldn't expect it. You're like, okay, all right, go ahead. Who wants to punch me in the face? And somebody just punch you in the face, and oh my god, that'd be so awesome. All right, we got to get to Teddy's tips, so I got to do a little sponsor, and then you got the greatest song in the history of Ted songs.
Oh wow, no pressure.
No
That's
pressure.
what you texted that. You literally texted that.
It wasn't for public consumption though.
Oh, okay. Edit that out. Ted, edit that out. Please.
Radio edit.
All right, here we go. This summer, reality TV is about to go to the edge of sanity. The networks have decided there are too many reality shows, and they've come up with the perfect way to thin the pack. Reality battle to the death. Watch as the Real Housewives fight for their lives against the bachelors and bachelorettes. See if the survivors can survive a killing blow from the chefs of Hell's Kitchen. This summer, one reality show will be left standing. Watch as losers, drunks, skanks, wannabes, and never-weres fight to be the only dog left in the yard. Tune in this summer for Reality Battle to the Death. They don't get canceled. They get butchered. Damn. That is some serious.
Oh, Ted.
That's you know what? That's the way I want to see. That's the way I want to see. Like what do they call it? Squid Game? Is that where they killed everybody?
Hunger Games, Squid Games, yeah. It's
Oh,
kind of
is that
similar.
how it ends?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't watch that crap. All right, so Mark has an awesome song, and Mark, can I count you down for this one?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
great.
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Not a clue he can pay no mind. Ted can barely make it through the show. Tuesday night he'd like to make this work, but right now he's gotta make amends. Ted's always working, slaving on every tip. Gotta get a break from the same old listener. Ted needs a chance just to get away. If he can hear him think, this is what he'd say. Don't need nothing but a good tip. How can Ted resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a Ted's tip. And it don't get better than this. Ow.
Oh,
that was good.
Man.
Yeah, that was
Ted's
good.
favorite thing.
Actually, that was good.
Not necessarily favorite band, but his favorite thing.
A Ted's tip?
Poison.
Oh,
That was a
damn.
good group.
You know what's funny? I can never tell if that's Great White or Poison or Cherry. I just honestly, I love the hair bands, but I have no idea what they are.
The only one I can kind of tell difference, Winger. She's only 17. I can, for some reason, that can differentiate them.
I never got into the hair bands, but I can appreciate them now.
Oh man,
Oh,
I got a whole playlist of just hair bands. It's Absolutely.
So, hey, remind me later. I don't want to talk about it now because it's kind of extensive, but I read this very extensive article about and this goes back to what we talked about, like multiple
Does it have anything to
episodes
do
ago.
with free diving or your tip?
No.
Okay.
But just remind me of this. So it basically, I read this was like a long article that said people who in the movies hiring a hitman is way different than hiring a hitman in real life, and they go into the pitfalls about why hiring a hitman in real life doesn't necessarily work out.
Haven't we done this ad nauseum?
No, this is very detailed, but I'll get back to it
I thought
later.
it was going to be the question you asked me to ask for you, Ted. What's the difference between free balling and free diving?
Your chances of
that's what I wrote down.
Your chances
my
of
God.
death are equally high.
That's what you wanted to know, and you didn't want to ask the guest.
yeah,
so.
Oh, Dan's not gonna. Dan is not gonna have an answer for that. I hope he doesn't anyway. All right, Teddy, here's your tip.
All right.
Ted, I need your help. My mom passed away 2 years ago, and we want to reanimate. No, I'm just kidding. My dad, who is 47, just got remarried. His wife is really nice and has gone out of her way to be friendly. The problem is my little brother, who is 22 years old, and he's being a total asshole about the whole thing. What can I say to him to stop being such a jerk to her? Alexandria, 25, Columbus, Ohio. And so she has one more question. Are you really going to have Barack Obama on the show?
Well, if he answers our call, sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, tough journey to a road to hoe, but he hasn't said no yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, Teddy, help this girl.
Yeah, hey, my condolences about your mother. Anyway, to answer your question as best I can, okay, look, your dad's 47. He's still relatively young. He deserves to be happy. Sounds like he met a woman that, he cares about. He obviously married her. There's always going to be that one relative, not all the time, but sometimes they just can't move past the mother. So basically, the younger brother, I don't want to speak for him, but maybe he thinks like this is the new substitute for the mother. But obviously, I'm sure he never stopped loving his wife. But I'm sure she would even want him to move on with life because, he could live to be 87. So, realistically, you can't expect him to be alone for 40 years until he passes away. So even though it's unfortunate what happened to your mother, I would just tell the younger brother, who, by the way, isn't a kid, by the way, he's a grown man. Maybe he should just...
I don't know, 22. People are 22. I feel like 22-year-olds are pretty...
It's still young, yeah.
This is a 56-year-old man saying this, but I feel like 22-year-olds are dumber than 22-year-olds. Today are dumber than 22-year-olds in the past.
I feel like I was smarter when I was 22.
Smarter than you are right now?
What about you smarter than the average bear?
I'm on this fucking show. I would have never done this when I was 22.
Mark, it's called the Real Three Idiots. It's not like it's not called Three Geniuses who are waiting to talk to
real men of genius.
Who are waiting to talk to other geniuses.
Yeah, I would just tell this kid, this young adult, I would just say, hey, you know what? This is the new normal. Seems like this woman's nice, unless this new wife is like younger than him and his ex-girlfriend. So if his dad,
whoa, is this going where I think it's going?
Hold on a second. If this guy's 47
Yeah.
and he got himself a 21-year-old wife,
yeah,
why would the son be upset about that? That's got to make his dad twice as happy.
Yeah, what I'm saying
his
is
age is twice as happy.
Right, but I'm saying he has no axe to grind unless there's something personal. So just by him let's assume he married a woman about his age. To be happy. I would just say, if I was a sister, I'd say, hey, you know what? Why don't you just go out, or why don't you stay home, play it safe, get drunk, break something, scream at the top of your lungs, get out of your system, whatever it is. But, this is the new normal, so why don't you just jump on the team for the big win? Dad's happy now, so why can't we just support our dad, the only real living parent who's still here? So, you can still grieve for your mother, of course, but, life moves on. It's a life cycle.
What if we assumed something here, Ted? Can we assume... Let's just assume that she's a lot younger.
Okay, let's assume she's a lot younger.
Yeah, we can play
Does he have the right? So can he be pissed if his dad married like a 25-year-old chick?
No, because she's legal. She's
she's legal.
Yeah, well, look at Anna Nicole.
Ted,
Anna Nicole Smith married J. Howard Marshall. He was like 89. He was worth $3 billion, of course, and she was like 27. But she was a gold digger. when she was a stripper, she married J. Howard Marshall. The Anna Nicole Smith, she was the Playboy model.
Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, we know.
Like his son was like 65.
Isn't she dead now?
Yeah, she OD'd. Due to poor choices on her part. Yeah, she's long gone.
I think she made
she
bad
made a lot of bad.
All right,
life
so
choices,
basically, what you're saying is there's no reason for him.
There's
to have
it's in his head. Obviously,
as long as his new wife is of legal age.
Yeah, which she is. So obviously, it's just more of a territorial thing, like a boundaries thing, where he thinks the new wife is going to take the place of the mother. She's not. Life moves on. So hopefully, in time, he'll come to understand it. Get him a drink, get him a couple of drinks, tell him to loosen up a little bit. In time, he'll come to accept it.
Lighten up, Francis.
Yeah, just lighten up, exactly.
Oh man! All right, you know what? I'm gonna ask Dan if he agrees with that, and I'm gonna hope for our sake that it didn't happen in his life. Dan, does that sound good? Let's tell the brother just to get over it. Is that something you agree with?
In a nice way, not like literally, but
Totally agree. Just get over it. Move on.
Oh man, see, I love that.
Thank you, Dan.
I love
Appreciate
that. And listen, if your new stepmom is like 20 years old and she's hot, doesn't that make it even better?
She's got 5 years younger.
Yeah, I think that makes it
not
even
make her
better.
too younger, right? So.
All right, our guest today is Dan Parsons, and he is the owner of Freediving Central in Sydney, Australia. Dan, welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Dan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, I am really excited about this. And before we get into freediving, I do have one question. Does Australia have a winter? Do you guys?
Yes,
have...
yeah. Surprisingly, it gets quite cold. We will wear shoes when it gets cold.
Oh, that's insane.
Oh my God!
Well, you're in the middle of summer right now, though, right?
Yeah, it's hot right now. Today's about 38 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. It's probably around 400 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to do any math at all. There's going to be zero math.
I'm not converting Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Well, we're easy. We're below zero right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
In either Celsius or Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's IQ and temperature. All right. So Dan, so everybody knows. Give us the short version. What is freediving?
All right, the short version, freediving. It's essentially holding your breath and diving underwater without any scuba diving apparatus or anything like that. Essentially, holding your breath, diving underwater. Short version.
Wow. Okay, but and here's the thing that makes it wild. People stay under for like 6 and 8 minutes, right? I mean, they can stay under for a long time. So when we're saying that, people are thinking like it's a minute. I mean, you can do a lot in that. I mean, let me ask you this: how long can you hold your breath, sir?
So I can hold my breath for a bit over 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's a time. I don't actually enjoy doing that a whole because it is hard. I can dive 50 meters deep on a single breath, which is pretty damn deep.
That's
like
half a football field.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Now, I heard the world record, and this is
50 meters.
I heard the world record. I heard this years ago is like about 9 minutes for the world record. Is that
breath holding? Oh, there's a guy out there called Mr. 10 Minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
But did he do that underwater freediving, or is he just holding his breath?
He's holding his breath face down in a pool.
Okay.
So that is what we call static breath holding.
Okay.
All in freediving are French and Italian and make absolutely no sense to us. So static holding face down, whereas you can dive depth. The world record for that, someone's just done 136 meters.
Wow.
Wow.
Was that the machine, Alexi?
And there's a rumor that he's done 140 in training.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So just for some context, a normal person, how long before you die, like your oxygen, your brain is deprived of oxygen for what I heard about 2 minutes before you're dead, right? I mean, is that
that's not accurate. If he's holding his breath
no,
for
I mean,
5
but
minutes,
I'm saying like for a normal person, you know, you go underwater and you try to hold your breath. You know what's the norm? I think it's like about 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops before there's like basically irreversible brain damage.
No,
I'm serious.
Before I give the answer to this, I need to say that do not hold your breath by yourself in any body of water without someone present.
Of course.
You always need to do it. Because once you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you know what, Dan, you've ruined it for us because we were gonna go out to the bar later today, and we were gonna stick Ted's head in a big snowdrift, and just tell him to stay in there for like 3 or 4 minutes and see if he could hold his breath. Yeah. So, oh man.
So your school, you're training people how to be free divers, right? So they start from the beginning, and then there's competitions. I've seen on 60 Minutes did a show on Alexei
Molchanov.
Yes. The machine, right? He's a record holder. So they did a show on him, and I saw the way the records are kept and the way you free dive in competition, and there's some with fins, without fins, some with a rope, some without a rope, things like that. They also mentioned that, and this is important for you because you're teaching people this, it said that 60 people die a year from free diving on average.
Yeah.
So what you had said is some of the safeties is never do it alone, right?
Yeah, never do it alone. So you guys could hold your breath in that room till you black out right now. You will wake up because your body's in the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. If you were to do it in a body of water, we have sensors on our face that register when they register moisture, your body won't wake up until someone wakes you up. So that's why it's so important to do it with someone.
Oh, wow. Okay. So not doing the contest or anything. When I was looking this up, it seems like at the beginning when you're learning this, it's really about being comfortable in the water and kind of getting used to that kind of that calmness and that quiet. Is that kind of how you start? Is that kind of like level 1 with freediving?
Yeah, so I like to call it progressive playful exposure. um,
Hold on. You know what? I almost got arrested for that. So that is not, it's a completely different thing in Australia and in America.
all right, so the level 1 courses I teach, I could take an untrained person off the street and get them to hold their breath for 2.5 minutes to longer. Uh, if I really wanted to push someone, I could get them to go for 5 minutes. They probably wouldn't speak to me again after that. But I
Wow.
So after blackout, after blackout, you have 3 to 5 minutes before cell death.
Okay, you're not selling this because we're doing a lot of death talk. Okay, so after you do that, and then you're kind of teaching them that, is level 2 actually going down and starting to like experience what's going on and feeling comfortable so that you're not scared and not kind of nervous and stuff?
Level 1's very much about drawing the client in. So we make sure that they have a very nice time. Most people will do 1 minute to 1 minute 30 dives. We will give them the skills to dive up to 20 meters deep on their very first course. As you go into a level 2 course, it all just starts progressing more and more. So you get the skills to dive 30 meters deep.
Wow, that's you see now. This sounds really cool. So how is this different than snorkeling and that other stuff? Because it seems similar. So how's it different?
It's similar. Snorkeling, fun diving on a reef and that sort of thing is a completely different mindset. You don't have like, I guess, a point of orientation. When we free dive, we have a line that goes from the ocean down to the bottom with a weight holding onto the line. And then when we dive down it's got markings on it. You can more or less be connected to it, and you can also shut your eyes. So it's a sport that forces you into a state of mindfulness, whether you want to do it or not. And it's probably one of the most relaxing things you can do. It can be stressful if you make it stressful, or you can just enjoy it and slowly progress.
So do you wear what's the temperature of the water when you guys typically do this?
At the moment in Australia, it's about 23, 24 degrees, which is temperature.
Yeah.
I run a lot of trips to like Indonesia, like freediving retreats, and that's around 26, 27 degrees.
So do you wear wet? You don't. So you're not wearing wetsuits or anything like that to keep your body temperature because of water.
I do actually. A lot of our heat will escape from our hands, feet, and head, so you will surprisingly get cold. We spend a lot of time just waiting on the surface, breathing, relaxing. So that's when you'll get cold. It's sort of like an anaerobic sport. So like CrossFit, for instance. So like it's short bursts.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wild. Okay, so how do you get into this? So how did you've been doing this for, I think, if I saw this right, about 10 years? You've been working with Freediving Central. So how did you get involved in freediving? Because this seems like kind of a niche thing that it's not, it's kind of a unique thing. How'd you get involved?
So surprised, I saw on the television, I don't know, 15 years ago and saw freediving and just thought, gee, that is a crazy looking sport. I never thought I'd end up in this position. But years ago, my brother, we were surfing big waves. My brother said, "Hey Dan, we should do this course, and we'll get a bigger breath hold." I essentially put out my cigarette and then said, "Yeah, let's do it."
Come on, you were a smoker?
I was a smoker.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
But we're all human, right? We all like a bit of
50,
sex, drugs, rock and roll, and dream catchers, of course.
50 meters is 164 feet, by the way. I had to Google that.
That's what I said.
So here's my question: do you, based on your expertise, do you ever do type of consulting for like special forces or like the Navy SEALs? Because that's big with their training is to hold their breath underwater. Like if you've seen some of those, what's that movie with Ashton Kutcher? He's the Navy. He's training for the Coast Guard. For the Coast Guard, he's like always under. He's like the best swimmer, holds his breath the longest. Do you ever do any of that type of freelancing consulting work, or know anyone who does?
This is essentially how we train. I run training programs for specific people. I run private programs, but I can get people to hold their breath at an elite level. It's like the gym, though. You've got to keep going, or you won't see results.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Wow. Okay, so you worked with National Geographic, helping videographers and photographers stay safe. I'm going to ask you this: in general, are those videographers a reckless group of lunatics, and were they the worst people you've ever had to work with?
It's like a boys' club, like you're with the boys, and you've got this ticket, and you're allowed to do anything you want. It's fun.
Oh my!
It's like being a firefighter.
That sounds totally awesome. So when you're teaching somebody like that, I mean, they obviously know that they have to learn this stuff. I mean, what's like the one most important thing that you tell somebody if they're doing this for their job, that the most important thing so that they stay safe and they don't hurt themselves, they don't die, they don't end up in a bad place?
Well, I remind them that I'm the one that has to call their wife, but it's essentially I let them. Complacency is the biggest killer in any workplace. I don't know, maybe for a podcast, maybe it slips, trips, and falls, but for my industry, complacency, hyperventilation, and pushing too much, that's what's going to kill you. Every day that we get in the water, I ask whoever I'm looking after on a scale of 1 to 10 how they are mentally, how they are physically, and where I need to be for them to assist them.
So when you dive at depths, like you've gone over, I mean, you've been down close to 200 feet or 50 meters, your lungs shrink, right? The size of your lung shrinks dramatically. And then when you come up, it starts to get back closer to where it needs to be, right? So when you go down and then you're coming back up, that's pretty dangerous too, right? When you're coming back to the surface.
Yeah, so you can dive deep, your lungs get compress and get smaller and smaller. The oxygen, I guess, percentage will amplify as it goes down. When you come back up and you're getting close to the surface, this is your danger area. So it's like the last third of a dive. So what's that? If I did a 60-meter dive, in the last 20 meters, that is where I would my main risk for blackout would be. So if I was doing a dive like that, my safety diver would be in that area for me. In terms of National Geographic, most shots are done between 12 meters deep and the surface because we lose a lot of color. And then you won't be able to, the cameras essentially won't be able to pick up those colors.
Oh man, and that's got to be. I mean, Australia's got to be like the perfect place to do all that stuff. It's got to be like one of the most beautiful places on the planet, right?
Beautiful, yeah, for sure.
Well, kind of. We were in Western Australia. We were filming humpback whales. We got 1 day of usable footage out of 3 months. So
oh my god!
Not in.
Holy cow! And now, when you guys mentioned humpback whales, you guys have some really cool. You guys have two things. You guys do a humpback whale dive, right, where you take people out to actually see humpback whales. Is that? I mean, is that pretty popular?
I actually just got shivers on my body thinking about that. It's insane.
Wow!
It is insane.
What is the interaction like with the whales?
It's like a 30-ton bus swimming up to you about 1 meter away and looking at you in the eye and rolling on its belly.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
and they're gentle, right? Because they know they could just wipe you out, right?
Well, they're so smart. They will just put their fin up to you and more or less just touch you to see what you're made of.
Oh man, I am made of pissing in my pants. I mean, that. Oh, that's gotta be perfect. If I saw a whale like that, I would literally piss myself. And yeah, I'm in the ocean, so it wouldn't make a bit of difference. I love that. And you guys also do. And this one, this one doesn't make any sense to me. You do a dive with man-eating bull sharks. So I would imagine everybody goes on the humpback whale one first. They pay up. Then they go on the man-eating bull sharks dive, and then you make that phone call to their wives. Is that how it works?
Yep. So we get everyone's emergency contacts beforehand, and they must pay beforehand.
Yeah, always get the deposit first for sure.
Full amount.
No, full amount. Yeah.
I love that. Oh, and by the way, when you asked the scariest thing about podcasting is basically alcohol poisoning. Yeah, because we're in our chairs. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to slip and fall out of here. But yeah, we can.
What do you do with the sharks then when you're down there with the sharks and they approach you? Is it the typical thing where you just punch them in the nose?
I've got this company, and they do a lot of research with bull sharks, behaviors, patterns, all that sort of thing. And then I take up to 12 clients there at a time. We're actually going in May. If you guys want to come and get eaten alive.
Nice.
Hold on. You know what? My wife wanted to go on one of these trips, so I'm going to go ahead and sign her up. But we'll talk later.
I just read our comments on the show podcast. We're already getting eaten alive.
So you're doing it in May. It's like there's like 12 people.
So we're going to go there in May. Basically, they feed the sharks at the same. They feed them twice a day, so these sharks know they're going to get fed. They put us down. We scuba dive. We go behind a rock wall, a man-made rock wall, and behind us, we've got they call them bodyguards, and there's about 8 guys with big poles, and the poles are rounded so they don't harm the sharks. They just guide them away, and then they have a lot of tuna down there with them, and they feed them. You'll actually see on actually both of our Instagram pages, you'll see some of the sharks eating very, very close to us. It is an experience that sort of stays with you forever. It feels incredibly safe for what it is. I haven't received any bad reviews because they've not made it back. But
no news is good news.
Oh man! So all right. So tell me this. This seems kind of weird. In the United States, we have the United States Freediving Federation. Okay, and they are located in Wyoming. And I don't know. you probably don't know. That's why they're laughing. Wyoming is maybe 1,000 miles away from any ocean. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, you could make some money. I could monetize that.
Right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about contest diving, because that's the thing when we see the documentaries and stuff. I mean, that's the thing I mentioned that I saw one of those documentaries, and you said a couple of your buddies were in the documentary. Was it the Big Blue or that?
No, not that old. I'm not that old. The Deep Breath.
The Deep Breath.
Yeah,
that's it. The Deep Breath. You had some friends that were in that documentary?
Yeah. So Steve Keenan, who the documentary is primarily about, is a good mate of mine. I spent a lot of time with him in 2014 in Egypt and 2015. Spent a lot of time diving with one another. We had some great memories. We even did a boys trip where we somehow managed to swim in 3 seas in one day: the Red Sea, the Dead Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. That was a long day on the road, but we got it done. Yeah, a lot of good times.
Awesome.
Some pretty crazy stories along the way.
Yeah, not many people can say that. So,
but there's people also use free diving for work too, because I was in Kauai, and there's a season in Hawaii where there's certain fish and lobster that you can only catch free diving. So you have to spear them, or the lobsters you obviously have to catch by hand. But there's fish that you can only spear, so you have to free dive to do that. And there was a guy from California who moved to Hawaii. He was a bartender. He was telling my wife and all about this about 25 years ago. And he said, I thought he was nuts at the time, but he said he was one of the guys on the island that could free dive the furthest out of all, because he's not native. He's from California. So there's a lot of native Hawaiians that do this, and he just kind of jumped in it. And he said he can go down about 150 feet, which is like 40 meters or so. I thought he was crazy, but now it seems more realistic that he could. But that's what they do. They do that for trade. Does that happen in Australia too? Or certain types of fish that you only can free dive to catch?
Yeah, there's fish like that. There's also fish that we're not allowed to spear, whereas fishermen are allowed to catch.
Okay.
And that's usually the really docile fish. Yeah. We I guess for us Westerners, we spear for game, whereas like native people, say like Indonesians, stuff like that, they'll spear for food or for survival. Their style of diving is actually quite different to us, and you may have seen like the Baja Man documentary. It's like a YouTube documentary of the guy underwater walking along with a spear. These guys are diving on exhale. So us, we'll take a
Oh.
breath in to go
Oh, I
down,
didn't even
so it
know
feels.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's how
They'll
they're.
dive on.
Yeah, that's how they're able to walk down there. And
Oh, I didn't
spear
even know
'em.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Holy cow.
so
yeah.
I have one question, sir. So, like for an amateur like me, if I just wanted to improve holding my breath from say like 30 seconds to like a minute and a half, what advice would you give someone like me? Just, I mean, I'm not going diving. Just if I just want to hold my breath in the bathtub underwater.
Ted really wants to learn how to
no,
hold
I'm
his
just,
breath
I'm really
for some
curious,
fucking
like, 'cause I
reason.
never even heard of the exhale
Dan,
parts. Like,
Dan, this might save his life on the way to the
Yeah.
bar today. So,
like, what would
so-
you just
yeah.
tell like a complete novice off the street without any
I
formal
would,
training?
I would contact Wyoming Freediving Federation.
Much closer to home, Ted.
So Dan, one of the things is, and we'll get back to the competition things, but there's a couple of different apnea things. I was looking this up. There's static apnea, dynamic apnea, and survival apnea. When we're talking about that, these are all things about ways to hold your breath to live. Is that am I saying it right?
Well, this is a prime example of it all being French and Italian, and that makes no sense to us. So static apnea is essentially holding your breath face down in the water, or static breath holding is if you were to hold your breath in the office right now. Dynamic means swimming distance underwater in a pool. Free immersion would mean pulling on a dive line. So you'll often see on the YouTube clips of a diver pulling on the rope, pull, equalize sort of thing. So that's free immersion. You've got dynamic bifins. Yeah, so just the list goes on. But, you know, the famous ones are like sled diving or variable weight, where they're holding on to say like a heavy object and they're sinking deep into the water, or they're strapped into some sort of mechanical machine.
Oh man. Okay, so the contest stuff. This is the stuff we've seen, right? Where we watched the deep breath, right? Am I saying that's the correct run, right? Where at the beginning, yeah. So at the beginning of that, we see a woman who is coming up, and she's, I don't know, does she end up dying in that at that in the beginning of that thing? But that's the thing we see, right? That's the contest diving.
I actually dived with her. Her name's Alessia Zucchini. I was just on a light with her in Italy last year. There's a freediving pool there that's 42 meters deep.
Oh, she's alive. Okay.
She's alive. She's drinking coffee. She's doing all the good stuff. But what happened to her in that opening scene is essentially when you break the water, when you come up and break the water after a very deep dive, this is a part where you're going to be either hypoxic, so not enough oxygen to support normal bodily function. All right, so she has utilized all of the oxygen in her breath as she's gone down. That oxygen has soaked into her muscles, her tissues, her lungs, and then our body will create a byproduct called CO2, carbon dioxide, and then she just has so much of that and no oxygen left, essentially, in short.
Oh man, because if you watch this thing, it is honestly at the beginning of the show it's terrifying.
Well, how do you recover? How do you recover from that? Somebody has to give her oxygen, like mouth to mouth, or what do you have to do?
No, so this is like sort of the difference between drownings and a blackout and freediving. And like I said before, the body can register for oxygen and moisture, so water. When someone blacks out underwater, our body, so we've got sensors on our face, it'll register for moisture, and then when you black out, your vocal fold. So the vocal fold is basically your it stops the flow of air between your chest and your oral cavity. So the vocal fold will snap shut, and this is our body's natural response. And this was so no water will come in onto the lungs. So what happened? She broke the surface. Her body, she went into a state of what we call a loss of motor control, or in the freediving world, we call it a samba, because it looks like you're sambaing if you had maracas.
Right.
It did.
It did.
Oh.
So she automatically, her vocal fold would have closed. And then the safety divers that are in the water, it is the exact same way that we wake up a baby from a water birth.
Oh,
right?
that's why they were doing that, yeah.
They blow air onto the eye ducts and to the lips, the baby wakes up. Exact same way they wake up any diver from a blackout. In her case, I think from memory, it was a deeper blackout. So what you have to do is give a rescue breath, and that actually forces the vocal fold open. air goes into the lungs, the lungs will register for a gas, and then your body knows you're in the atmosphere and wakes you up. It's not CPR, just wakes you up.
All right, so let me ask you this, because this is the obvious question. Have you ever been in that position where you've been close to, or had to have something happen, to keep you alive?
For me, I have had a loss of motor control, so not enough oxygen to support normal bodily function, meaning that I have shaken uncontrollably. There's a series of breaths that we do after every single breath hold, and they're called recovery breaths. They're the same ones that fighter pilots use when they do the G-force turns. They do a few breaths and it stops them from blacking out. We do the same thing. So I've had that. I've never blacked out. I'd like to say that I'm probably a pretty conservative diver. I only do dives that feel good. I like to keep the fun in the sport.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the competition stuff. I looked this up, and they talk about the most dangerous sports in the world. Okay. First is, I guess they call this free soloing, where you're climbing a mountain with no equipment whatsoever, which seems insane. Okay. There's some other stuff in there, and they had free diving listed as fourth on the list. Behind that was boxing, bullfighting. I couldn't believe this. Cheerleading and field hockey, which I guess these chicks are really they're really mean. Would you, if I told you that free diving is fourth on the list most dangerous, does that seem real, or does that seem like something because we've just seen a couple of bad things that's how it got on that list, or is it that dangerous?
So I would disagree. Sure, there is accidents in any workplace, but I would say there is more accidents in scuba diving. There is more deaths per capita. Scuba diving is a mechanical thing. You're relying on mechanical. So if there's a mechanical failure, then you're in the shit. But for free diving, it's a progressive sport. So I'm not gonna grab one of you guys and then make you dive 50 meters deep straight away. Then there'll be an issue. But everything we do is progressive. And we time that. We sort of train for certain things so that it is a safe sport. But more or less, we never dive alone, and we always dive with someone that's in our sort of limit, so that if there is an issue, we can help out one another. Sure, I've rescued plenty of people in the industry. Your heart does stop a little, but 9 times out of 10, it's more or less putting the body in the atmosphere or the conditions it needs to be in to wake up.
Wow. Okay, so if somebody's coming out to you and they give you a call, say they're coming out from the States or they're coming out from Europe. I know a lot of people from Europe like to go to Australia. They call you up and they're like, "Hey, man, we're going to do this." I mean, it's not a one-day thing, right? It's got to be multiple days. Is it like a week long? What happens for them when they give you a call and come out and you're helping them out with this?
So it depends on what we're trying to achieve. But if you want to do like the level 1 course, it's a 2-day course, and it's like essentially in short a bit of theory, breathing, relaxation, breath holding. Excuse me. And then we do some pool work where we do the static apnea, dynamic, so swimming distance underwater. Then the ocean day is 2 open water sessions, and there's just slowly technique, relaxation, equalization. Equalization is probably the biggest topic there, and that's how we pop our ears to get down. Or you do like one of our adventure trips where we go to all sorts of places all over the world, and then I run the same freediving courses, but we then chuck in man-eating bull sharks or whales or anything like that. We just did a trip to Timor-Leste, which you guys might not even have heard of, but it's above Australia. East Timor it used to be called. But we were doing diving with blue whales, and they're the biggest animals on the planet. So we did a week of that, and I chuck in a freediving course, and we relax, have a bit of fun, bit of coffee, and dive with some big animals.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man, so here, let's put it this way: swimming with dolphins is like a 1 compared to what you're doing.
Whale
right?
watching from a boat is like a 1, right? You whale watch, you go out on a boat like a cruise ship, and there's like whales in the distance, and you think you did something important. So this is obviously a little bit more.
Look, honey, there's a whale over there, and then they see Dan and 12 other people swimming around that whale, and they're like, "Why don't we do that?" And then, okay, so here, let me ask you this though. I mean, some of the people have to show up, and they have to be kind of out of shape, right? Does it make a difference? I mean, if we're keeping ourselves in good shape, do we have a way better? Are we gonna have a way better time than if we're, from Wisconsin and we weigh like 275 or 300 pounds, I mean, does it make a difference?
Not entirely. I've seen some pretty unhealthy people do some pretty incredible things. The human body is magic. It really is. But there is going to come a point where if you want to dive deeper than, say, 25 or 30, maybe don't drink 10 beers the night before.
So I can't do that tomorrow. Okay, got it. Because I'm having way too many beers. Well, I mean, this seems really cool. Have you ever done any competitive diving? Have you ever been in any competitions? Trying to set world records or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I'm not the competitive type. I just do it pure enjoyment. I'm someone that's got a very, very busy mind. It never shuts up. And then these dives that you do, they put you in a mental state where you can't be 50 meters underwater thinking, shit, I should reply to that email. Yeah. It is more or less you are in a state where you are the only person that can get you back to the surface. You force yourself into a state of mindfulness, relaxation, and then it's a task where you get the job done. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's a very, very addictive sport. I originally thought, hey, I'd like to learn how to dive 10 meters deep, 30-foot deep. And then I did that and I thought, you know what? 20 would be good. And then this year I'm going to move to Indonesia at the end of the year, and I think 60 meters would be good.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, you're gonna go live in Indonesia?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, nice.
Oh, there's like 100, no more than, there's like 1,000 islands there, right?
Well, I'll go to Bali, Indonesia. I will rent out my little house that I own here in Australia, and then put my car in storage and just have a whole lot of mixed juices and banana pancakes and.
Wow, nice for you. That's
awesome.
Awesome.
It's funny when you say that because I literally have lived my entire life within 5 miles of the house I grew up in. and that kind of thing would absolutely terrify me. And you seem so relaxed about that. And I just think I've got to be the biggest pussy on the planet.
Me too.
Don't worry. I'm bad at other things.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm bad at lots of things. No, that is a really cool deal. So will you set up Freediving Central in Indonesia then and kind of make that like an offshoot of what you're doing in Australia?
No, I won't set up abroad. I will arrange a freediving retreat whilst I'm there. So I'll have 25 clients come to where I am. I'll run a retreat, and that can fund my little exercise. That is just for Australia's winter. It's, as I said before, we've got to wear shoes here, and it's not really something I want to be doing.
So you're just being a snowbird in Indonesia, and then you're going to head back to Australia when the weather gets nicer.
It gets nicer, yeah. That's how I can continue that tan year round.
For sure.
Oh, man.
Well, don't come here then, right? Because this is the wrong place right now.
Yeah, you are absolutely, the funny thing is you are absolutely killing us because it's like 5 below 0 right now.
I think it's 30 below.
Yeah. Listen, Dan, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it. And man, I had no idea about this deal. And once I started, again, I love doing my research when we have people on and finding out about this, but this seems really cool. And it's at first it seemed like something to be impossible to do, but you kind of make it sound like it's something that, if you started doing this in a couple of years,
I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, you could be pretty decent at it.
I think the great part about it is how you're going to relocate and then have people come to you where you're at and you're familiar with the area, and then they're going to join you for a week or two or whatever. That's awesome. I mean, that's a great thing. You need to send Matt information. We'll put it on our website and everything and share with the listeners.
Cool. If you guys decided to come, we could have 4 idiots.
More the merrier.
Oh man, everybody wants to be part of that. Listen, we absolutely would love to do that, and we got to do. We're going to do a thing where we go visit all our guests. But yeah, that would be so great, and we really appreciate it. And listen, we will if you're out and you're in Indonesia, or if you're in heading towards Australia, and you want to do it, Freediving Central, hit Dan up, and it sounds like it's going to be a great time.
Cool. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All
Been good to have a chat.
Yep.
All right.
All best.
All right. Take care, man.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty cool.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
I want to go to Indonesia. I know somebody that just got back from there like 6 months ago. There's literally, I didn't know anything about it. Where he's talking about is like a pretty populated area, and then there's literally, I'm not even doing it justice, but I think there's well over 1,000. I think it's like 5,000 islands.
5,000
islands. I'm not kidding you.
islands.
I'll look it up.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm absolutely sure that someone right now is well, not right now. One of our listeners is going to send us, or multiple listeners will send us how many islands there are.
How many islands are?
Is Jakarta in Indonesia? Jakarta?
I have no idea, Ted.
Google Jakarta.
Dude, listen. When I found this, when I saw this thing, I was just like, I saw the contest stuff, right? Like the contest where people are going down.
6,000.
6,000 islands.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. 18,000 islands.
Wow.
You're just making up numbers.
No,
now.
and I'm telling you right now, 18,110 islands and inlets, of which about 6,000 are uninhabited. But it's misleading because they're all like right by each other. It's like a series of.
Are you saying we could buy an island? Because
no, you can't.
How would you
we're
love
American.
to? What?
No, they're smart. They won't let us buy.
We
an
can't
island.
have a real
we
Three
would
Idiots
fuck it up.
island.
We would put a bar on it and it would sink. And then they'd have 18,109 islands.
Oh my God. Yeah, but so one of the things is they have this no limit diving where you take a weighted. This is one of the free diving contests. They don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You take a weighted. That's what he's talking about. Weighted sled, and it forces you down deeper.
Yeah.
And then you go down as far as you can, and then you go up, and it's because you're it's all that extra weight that's bringing you down.
Yeah.
That's the real dangerous.
Right.
That's the real.
Well,
dangerous
here,
one.
this thing on 60 Minutes I saw last year, and I watched it again today. This guy Alexei, Machanov, he's Russian, Makhanov. They call him the Machine. He's the world record holder because we were talking about how long you can hold your breath, but this is underwater, under pressurized water.
Yeah.
So the world record, free diving, and there's like a rope that he uses as a guide.
Oh, yeah.
He went 430 feet, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. That's the world record. 430 feet free diving. That's the world record.
That seems insane.
It's insane. He thinks he can go 500 feet. He can go further. He knows he can hold his breath.
You know what? You know he's going to die doing this.
He's really so like what our guest was talking about how it's like you got to really be concentrating because you can't like think about, I'm going for the world record, because that's when it becomes dangerous. He's like what you were talking about and what you asked our guest about, how it's like a state of hypnosis and it's like really like therapeutic in a sense. That's how he's into it. He's like one of a kind. It's amazing what he can do.
Oh, see, I like the way Dan talks about it. I mean,
me too.
I mean,
Dan's like,
what do you say?
I'm
He said 40 meters,
50 meters. I'm like,
That's
cool. It's easy. I'm doing it. I
It's
get
still
my thing
plenty
out of it.
Plenty
Oh
deep.
my God, are you kidding me?
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I think I dove into a pool that was either 12 or 16 feet to get one of those rubber bricks. I can't remember, and that was deep enough for
Yeah.
me. And that's like 16 feet. So this is like,
No, he's routinely going like 150, 160 feet below water. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah.
dude.
Well, plus I forgot, holding your breath in general is hard, but it actually gets worse because your lungs, you said, shrink. So the pressurization of just being deeper underwater makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So
When you get to these depths, your lungs shrink 10 times the original size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's part of it. That's that level 1 thing where it's really about being in the water and holding your breath and just being cool with being in the water, right? Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not comfortable in the water, man. I'm it would take, I would have to do I'd probably do like an elongated level 1 just to feel cool about it and not be, kind of like.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm good with just like a pool, but like anything like cave diving, deep snorkeling. I think like I read something like last year, some guy's on his honeymoon in Hawaii or something, young guy, and goes snorkeling. Of course, he paid extra for it, and he never came back up, and wife's
Well,
there.
that's
and,
why that's why Dan's class is cool. Like
Yeah.
he said, Ted, like it's in a pool, and then they do different levels, and they go out in the ocean. You
Yeah.
can take it as far as you want, but he's so chill. It's like Dan's like, I just do this for fun, and you get to certain points, and it does feel good, and it is. That's what. He's got a really good.
If we did it for like a couple of years, I'm sure we could get to like maybe 10 meters, maybe 20 tops.
But that's
if we
for
just
competition.
Did it.
Right?
Well, even that.
Yeah.
I mean, but just to like hold your breath, like to be better than we are now, which is nothing. I mean, that would be a market improvement.
I'm assuming when you go there and you kind of go through this stuff, Dan and the guys, I saw there's I think 3 or 4 guys and one of the women. I think there's like 6 people that work for him. I'm sure they're getting an idea of whether you're cool in the water, you're a freak out.
Yeah.
You know, like what you can really do, right?
Yeah.
So that you don't, so that you don't go, through the belly flop competition. And
well, I'm sure if you're even signing up for something like that, number one, you must not you can't have a phobia of the water to begin with, because that would just make it doubly impossible. Because one of the worst fears is like what, drowning, right? That's one of the worst fears of all time. So you have to, number one, be comfortable in the water. Then it's just a question of, can I just hold my breath?
I think if you went through this, I think it would help you get over that fear.
Yeah.
Right? Because especially if you have, like you said, scuba diving is relying on mechanicals,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this is that thing where you can take it as far as you feel comfortable. But I got a feeling that it would, like I said,
but more people,
I'm not good with
more
water.
people scuba dive than free dive. It's not even.
Well, it's easier.
It's not even close.
It's easier. Yeah.
That's why there's more. That's why there's more people that die or get injured scuba diving.
Yeah. You don't have to be trained, really. You just
No, you do have to be
you do.
trained.
a little bit,
yeah,
but
God,
just like
yeah.
not that.
I mean,
that much, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, you should be trained.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, the free diving actually sounds kind of cool, right? I mean, what do you need? You need some fins, right?
Yeah.
To kind of.
And even sometimes you don't need that either.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
there's
just kind
different
of
types,
just kind of learn the technique and learn the concept.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's kind of cool.
I think more of our politicians should free dive.
Yeah.
I think weighted. Here's what I'd like to do.
Weighted. Yeah, weighted.
Here's what I would love to do. I would love to put Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene on a very heavy weight, maybe like a 200-pound dumbbell, tie them together, and have them go down. Right? Don't teach them how to get rid of it, and then see if they come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be my favorite thing.
Oh, my
of all
favorite
time.
one is Bob Melendez, the guy who was accused of bribery, and he's a senator from New Jersey. They found all the gold bars in his house and marked bills. And honestly, I don't mean to stereotype, but he looks like the kind of guy that would take a bribe. He's just got that. He's got that look. He looks like the kind of guy that would take a bribe any day of the week. And yeah, so he was trying to explain it away about why he has all this stuff in his house, and that he's not an agent for Egypt.
Ted, he needed that for free diving. Yeah, he needed it for free diving. Those were his weights.
Yeah.
Those are his weights to take him down.
Bless
All right,
you,
so speaking of water, and I got to do this because this is the funniest thing I've heard, and this came up a couple weeks ago, and I've been putting it off and putting it off. But there's a couple of researchers from the University of Leicester, okay, and they've suggested this, that Moses' parting of the sea may have actually happened, but had been a natural occurrence.
You sent this to us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that called like low tide or something?
Yeah.
He's like,
No. So there's some kind of weird natural occurrence where it just kind of, all the water just kind of pushed off to the side.
It has to do with
Yeah. Earth, magnetic pull of the Earth.
something like that.
Right,
yeah.
right. So it was a combination of, you ready for this? They said negative surges, eastern winds, and something called Rossby waves.
Okay.
But you and I had said, what a coincidence. It happened right when the Jews are trying to get out of Egypt.
Well, here, I'll do it one better. These guys, and they did a whole thing with all the atmospheric conditions and everything.
Yeah.
They said that that Napoleon might have happened during Napoleon's time and allowed him to cross the Red Sea with the exact same thing.
Why, is that a thing that he did it?
I guess
Or how he got over?
Yeah, so there was some kind of thing where it was they said something about it was really difficult for him to get from one place to another, and that the only way it would be possible is for him to cross the Red Sea, and that this might have happened, this exact same thing, however
So they're
many,
saying this would be an occurrence where the water's held up for days.
yes.
Oh, so
And
it's not just
allowed-
like, oh, there it goes. Now hurry up because it's coming back.
Nope. It allowed
Okay.
Moses and his followers
Oh,
and
okay.
Napoleon and his army to cross the Red Sea. And I'm assuming, I know you guys didn't see the Napoleon movie yet, right?
No, I
No,
didn't
we
see it.
tried to watch it the other night because it's on $20.
Yeah, $20.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you
I'll
went
go to the movies
You can
instead.
see a 3-hour Indian movie for $8, and they're well
I'd rather go to
Yeah.
the movies.
But I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure it's somewhere it's in there. But the funny thing is I read a little bit about Napoleon, and he never mentioned it. So he was probably keeping it on the down low.
Oh, sure.
That
Right?
seemed like
Because he
a
didn't
big
want.
thing.
Well, he didn't want anybody else to know that they could do this.
Well,
this
you ever see
exact
the movie
same thing.
Apocalypto, the one that was directed by Mel Gibson? So there's the one scene where the hero, he's about to get his heart cut out by the competing tribe, and just they're about to stab him. There's a solar eclipse, and it goes completely dark during the day. And of course, being a primitive tribe, everybody freaks out and thinks it's a sign from God, and they all run away. So that's what kind of saved his life. So
That's timing.
That was great timing.
Yeah,
Ted. Every time I see I see an eclipse,
it's freaky, right?
yeah, I lose my mind. Yeah, I literally assume
When's the last
You're
time?
not supposed to look at it.
Oh, I stare right at it. I stare right at it.
And did you know? So Halley's Comet comes once every 75 years. So everybody knows this fact. Mark Twain was born when Halley's Comet came, and he died the day that Halley's Comet came the next time, exactly 75 years later. He was born when Halley's Comet came. And
no one knows that. There's
really,
not a human being
that's
that knows
actually
that.
pretty famous
Really?
coincidence. Yeah. Yeah. Mark Twain.
You did not.
It's true. I swear to God. Yes, it is.
Wait,
I guess you're the one the rumor doesn't know.
both of you guys knew that.
Yeah, I did.
And now you know, because we told you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. We're going to end with this. We have a hill to die on, gentlemen.
Oh, what might that be?
We have a hill to die on.
I also had a movie to mention, but
Do you want to do your movie mention?
we have time. What we
Okay.
got
We got hours.
we got like 20 minutes.
Okay,
Wait.
let's do your movie mention first. And
What
then
if-
we'll
No,
save.
I want to do this.
What if we
Okay.
came out with a movie that says Hill to Die on? Not Hamburger Hill.
We'll see if we get to it. I
Okay,
want to do this.
here's the hill you choose to die on. There's a guy in Haringey, North London, okay? And he wants to not work and get disability from the government. That's his goal in life.
He's American then.
No. Yeah, he wishes he was American, right? So this is what he does. And now he's part of a group, and he's done some other things, but this was his main goal. This is the hill he wanted to die in. He didn't want to ever have to work again.
I'm
Okay.
assuming he's able, and the fact that we're talking about it, I'm guessing that it didn't work out since we're having this conversation.
No, actually, it almost completely worked out.
Oh.
It was some stuff that
So
happened.
what was his choice?
It was
What
some
he
stuff
gonna
that
do?
happened. So
Okay,
this is what he did. He
Okay.
did this. Okay, he had his buddy freeze his leg in dry ice.
Mm-hmm.
It became dead, right? And then he got it amputated.
Wow.
And then he went to the government. He went to whatever in London
Yeah,
to collect his disability.
Wow. But didn't it have to be like a workplace accident for that to happen, or it just has to be disabled?
I mean, he
He
just
didn't
lost
tell
his
them
leg.
how he lost his leg.
Oh.
He did not.
Who amputated?
He did not. His friend.
No, he didn't.
Yes. Oh, yes. So he's part of. I don't want to say a cult, but like a group that does things to your body,
Self-mutilation.
self-mutilation stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he was part of that. So what he figured out was
Oh my God.
that if he cut his leg off, he would never have to work again.
It's kind of
and he
extreme.
could get disability.
Wow. Like his whole leg from like the hip socket down, or like the knee down, or did it say?
So from about just below, I'm going to say like halfway through the thigh.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's pretty ballsy.
God.
Halfway
pretty
through the
ballsy.
thigh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first,
Wow.
he froze his leg
Yeah.
in dry ice.
Yeah.
And then they cut it off.
Right. And then he showed up, right? And they're like, oh, my leg is completely dead. I guess you can't even imagine that, right? And then they cut it off. Yeah. And then he went to collect disability.
Yeah.
Would have completely and totally gotten away with it. Right? That was the hill he wanted to die on. He wanted the
Yeah.
disability that bad.
Had it not been for those meddling kids.
No. Here's what happened. Unfortunately, he had some other stuff cut off, and people filmed it and put it on online.
Mm.
So he did this in 2021
What else was cut off?
with his leg, and he had some other stuff cut off in the years previous. And unfortunately, I don't know if you can still see the video. I did not look it up because I didn't want to see the videos.
I'm not looking at this.
But he had some other stuff cut off.
Do you know when he had it cut off? Okay, we're gonna guess.
I'm
I'm gonna
no,
guess.
I
I'm gonna say
know.
right now. I know it's not
I don't-
finger.
I don't know
it's
what
not
it is.
fingers or toes. I
Oh.
guarantee it's
I
not
don't know what
fingers
it
or
is.
toes.
Is Wiener
No.
It is not
A testicle.
fingers and toes.
Wiener Schnitzel?
So Teddy's going full on dick cut. You're going testes.
Yeah.
He had his in 2017, his buddy with a butcher knife again filmed.
It's quite a buddy.
cut off his balls and his dick.
Wow. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Jesus.
Cut them off on film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I've actually heard of
This is the hill he wants to die on. Ted.
Yeah, that's a hell of a hill. Yeah.
But
That's
that
not all.
that wasn't for workman's comp.
No.
It wasn't for disability.
No. This was for a good time. This was for a good time.
Wow.
And that's not all. And that's not all. In 2019, again filmed, he went and he just went ahead and he had
Cut his head off.
he had both of his nipples cut off.
Yeah, that seems pretty tame.
His friend cut both of his nipples off.
Is it the same guy doing all the
Same
cutting?
So here's the thing.
What the fuck?
So
I don't know who's more fucked up. I mean, somebody better check on that friend, dude.
you mean like the guy
It's
who had
like
it done?
Jack the Ripper's grandson.
Right. Or the guys that did it to him.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Who's more messed up?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Ted,
here,
is there a poison that they could give him to think that he doesn't know what's going on?
They could probably give him like a dose of like ketamine or LSD or something to like have him completely spaced out.
And then these guys are just taking advantage of him.
I have no idea. So
Where are my nipples? I don't know. They were there when you went to bed.
So the problem became when he got his leg cut off, right?
Did you cut my nipples off? Why would I cut your nipples off?
So somebody went ahead and did. I guess they did their research, right? And maybe they had a podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're all sitting right in the office like, hey, wait a minute. I know this bloke. That's the bloke with the nipples missing.
They did some investigative research.
They did some investigative research.
Yeah.
And they saw that he had done these on purpose.
Yeah.
And then they went ahead and they found his buddies because you can see all the faces and everything from the videos, I guess. Didn't see him. And so all these guys kind of admitted all the things that they had done.
Couldn't he gone for disability after they cut his cock and balls off? Why did he?
Listen to me. I saw this.
First of all, can't those guys get arrested?
So all of them, because of fraud, because it was fraud.
Oh, it's more than fraud.
No. They're
I think
only
it's legal to do that.
No. So the only thing they're busted for is the fraud part of this because all three guys that had done
I understand
the
that.
stuff.
Yeah, they were all in on it.
Yeah, they were all in on this.
Yeah.
That's what they're all, and all of them are in jail for a couple of years to do this. But yeah.
Which
So
is where they belong.
and here's the thing: I didn't realize this, but there are actually groups.
Oh, come on.
I saw it on Facebook.
This is the wrong. Our listeners don't want to hear this.
This is on Facebook. You can go ahead and
right.
join a group.
Why didn't we just do my movie mentions?
Well, actually,
I didn't want to talk about this.
Just
This
real
is
quick, so
bad,
there's actually
man.
for insurance fraud purposes, not that extreme, but there's actually like groups of say attorneys, medical providers working, hand in glove together, a little crime cabal where they stage like say auto accidents or whatever type of accident, and they'll have people undergo, basically unnecessary surgeries, like get something removed or like like a laminectomy or something like that. Just something where
you cut up a lamb?
No, you just kind of you put like around their back, or you do a discectomy where so basically they can show that, hey, I've had this like serious back surgery and I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in bills, and obviously due to this accident, so that makes their case worth obviously exponentially more. But these are they don't need the surgery; they're just going under the knife.
I heard
for financial.
I've
on a lesser scale. That's
I've heard stories of like
that's
people
real.
here
That's real.
that have had legit injuries, and they could go one of two ways. They can actually physically rehabilitate themselves, or they can opt for surgery and take the workman's comp, or take the disability. And one person I know opted for the surgery, and they botched the fucking surgeon's back.
Oh, you told us about that, yeah.
It's horrible. It was just a horrible situation.
But he still has his dick.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like one of those things, It's like you follow the advice of a doctor, or you got to make a choice. You could do this, or you could do that,
or your buddy,
That's what
with
I'm
a butcher
afraid
knife,
of, or your buddy at the bar.
and some dry ice.
If you do this,
listen. When we get to the bar tonight, no matter what I say, I don't want anything cut off today.
I don't want to talk about this anymore because I don't feel like going out now. It's very disturbing to me.
It is. No, listen to me.
This is not the show. Is this the show you want to
Is this
talk about?
Dude, listen to me. I know. When I saw this thing,
But yet you
literally
still continued with it. We probably have people just tune off. I mean, we're not.
Well, this is kind of a public service. I mean, it's kind of an interesting tidbit. I mean, so
it blows my mind. Okay, you want to do a movie mention?
Do we have time?
We have time. Hold on. Let me get a sponsor. Mark's Movie Mentions is brought to you by Ray's Underwear Hangers. Don't want to wash your drawers? Use Ray's Underwear Hangers to get the stink out.
Oh, my God. That is so timely.
That's perfect.
Well, yeah, it is. Because the name of the movie that I'm going to mention is from 2022, and it's called Raymond and Ray.
What are the odds of that?
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
It stars Ethan Hawke and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, great actors.
Yeah.
So it's written and directed by Rodrigo Garcia.
Yep.
It's an Apple original film. It came out in 2022, so it's pretty new. Mm-hmm. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, so it's not too long. There's really no financials out on the movie because I think it came out on Apple TV Plus. But it's about two brothers. They're half brothers. They share the same father. Ethan Hawke plays Ray. He's like this cool musician brother, like never been married, just a really cool guy. And Ewan McGregor plays Raymond, his half brother, less cooler than the two. They haven't seen each other for a few years. And what happens is they're brought together after like 6 or 7 years. They're kind of reunited because their father dies. Okay. So each of them has their own issues. They're different from one another, and a lot of it's stemming from their dad's kind of abusive and negative ways that they were raised under. And Ethan Hawke this isn't giving anything away, but Ethan Hawke's a recovering heroin addict in the movie, and he's a musician.
Yeah, he's a musician, so that's understandable.
And then Ewan McGregor has like kind of trouble relationships with women, but he's more like conservative and more like kind of a stable guy. Yeah. But it all stems around so the basic of the movie is they get together because their father died, and they meet, and how do I say this without giving the movie away? They attend a meeting with an attorney, their dad's attorney, and the dad's attorney lets them know what his last wishes were for all of his sons, and it's for all of his sons to attend his funeral. And the story kind of goes on from there. Okay. So I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
It's called Ray and Raymond, starring Ethan Hawke, Ewan McGregor. It's really it's a great coming to grips film of like it's really about healing through sharing with others, with whom you have a deep connection to. In this case, like brothers. The acting is superb. The story was great. Mm-hmm. It's got some twists and turns. It's really a unique story. It's so good. 2022. It's on Apple TV Plus right now because it's an Apple original films. Okay. But like I said, it came out in 2022. A really underrated movie. I saw it like I see most movies. I didn't know anything about it. Went right in. I just saw the two actors. I love both these guys, Ethan Hawke and Ewan McGregor. And it's fucking good, man. Yeah. It's a really good movie. I recommend it. Hour and 40 minutes. You can't go wrong.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
not too
very
long.
good movie.
So it's 1/3 the length of Flower Moon.
Oh, I'm halfway through that book, by the way.
Oh,
the book's phenomenal. That movie's 3 hours and 22 minutes long.
So it sounds like an Indian movie. It was about 4 hours long.
I'm going to tell you right now.
They have intermissions.
It's a nonfiction. It's a real story.
Yeah.
The book is the book's this guy. The book is really good. I'm halfway through it and I can't read it any faster because I can't read it fast enough because Kelly and I both want to see the movie.
So was that about like the white guy who lives with the Osage Indians?
There's a lot of
Machiavellian shit going on. And,
it's just it's about all these murders that were happened to basically the richest people. The richest.
Because they want to steal their land or the oil.
Well, I'm halfway through it, so I don't know.
All right.
It's interesting. Right now, I'm at the point where the FBI has just the FBI is.
And this is like the 1920s, right? Where
1920s,
law enforcement's a lot slower moving back then, where you could actually get away with stuff.
Yep. The movie. Basically, the movie is. Right now, man, it's 1925 right now.
Yeah. So
J. Edgar Hoover's running the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they got this new thing, and they're going down there to investigate these murders.
Yep. Gotcha.
It's a great book. But anyway, Ray and Raymond, 2022 Apple movies. All right. Ethan Hawke, Ewan McGregor.
All right. Good suggestion.
Man.
Thank you.
People love that stuff, and they love your movie mentions, man.
Thank you. I love these movies. I love mentioning it.
I'm gonna watch a couple. Teddy, have you watched any?
Oh, they're on the website, voteforted.com. The Real 3, the number 3, thereal3idiots.com. There's a list of the movies I mentioned as well as Ted's tip songs.
Trump just won the Iowa caucus by a landslide, as you probably all know.
That's not a real movie.
No. Well, it's like a real-life movie playing out.
That's a horror
story. You know what? No. I will tell you this. I read this. Only 15% of registered Republican voters voted. So the other...
It was cold.
The other 85%. But the other 85% just didn't vote.
You know what's scary is he only got 50% of the vote. Those other two whack jobs got... that's... And not that it's scary, but it's scary for him because he didn't win by like a landslide per se.
No. They wanted to make it sound like that. Yeah. I don't know.
And then he came out. You know what he said? He came down the stairs and he said, he goes, "Oh, this is great. The people of Iowa, they know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. We've won the last two caucuses." And I'm like, no, you didn't. He didn't win the last two caucuses. He lost to Ted Cruz in 2016.
Yeah, so how stupid – here, I'll give you this.
He said that. He didn't win the last two.
No, how stupid are the people of Iowa that more of them voted for Ted Cruz at one point.
That's in 2016.
Ted Cruz, as big as a piece of shit as Donald Trump is, Ted Cruz might be the worst human being on the planet.
Yeah, worst human being, but he's not more dangerous than Trump.
No, but did you see what he
said? He does jinx a lot of the Texas sports teams though. For every time he shows up at a game or says good luck to you, they get stomped. They get curb stomped.
I heard the Houston Astros cheating scandal wasn't them banging on drums.
It was Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah,
the garbage can like this.
Yeah. Oh man, man. I'll tell you
How
what.
about them Cowboys?
Oh man, if they all just got on a boat. And the boat sunk.
Hey, was Jerry Jones really crying?
No, that was a fake
thing.
That was a total fake thing.
That's what I thought.
Because then they showed Dak Prescott crying, and
they did. Okay.
Yeah, well, Caleb Williams cried too, right? When he lost that one game, and like I said, if the Bears picked Caleb Williams, well, meet Dak Prescott 2.0 version. That's all I got to say.
You know what?
I refuse. Do this anymore. I can't trust.
Take Drake May or Jalen Green. He's like 6'4". I didn't know that the kid from LSU.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
Well, Caleb Williams is only 5'11". They list him at 5'11".
Really?
Yeah. They list him at 6'1". He's only 5'11". Watch the combine. There's multiple people said he's not taller. Multiple people.
I can see it. I hate sports.
Okay, we want to talk about it later.
I hate sports because it's all conjecture, and then somebody hates something.
First of all, you don't hate sports. You hate talking about sports.
I do. I hate talking about sports.
You hate talking about it on a show, and I agree.
Well, nobody knows what they're doing.
But I loved watching the playoffs.
We love you, but we hate talking about sports on the show.
No, this last weekend was some of the best football I've ever seen in my life.
Because you know what it is?
It was hilarious.
You're just guessing when you pick somebody, and then if they don't work out, then you're a bum, and if they work out, then you look like a genius, right?
Well, what's worse
is you just guess again. If you get it wrong, you just guess again.
They didn't know anything about C.J. Stroud or the other guy, or they Will Anderson,
jackpot.
The coach. Yeah,
C.J. Stroud, jackpot.
But nobody knew.
Man,
Jesus Christ,
nobody knew.
Dude, it was just so much fun watching a team. This is why I like sports. It's so much fun watching a team that is absolutely going to win and favored, and then watch them get their asses.
Yeah, and he knew. You know, he's cool as a cucumber. C.J. Stroud. It's like he knew. He's laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah. You know what I mean? How good he knows what he could do. He knows what he's capable of. And he said it after game. He was like, I know what I could do.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? My favorite thing
he was hurt, right? Wasn't he hurt his whole rookie year?
For a few missed a few games. But my favorite thing he said is he goes, "Listen, I'm C.J. Stroud, and I'm so much better than Justin Fields will ever be in his entire life. My worst day,
he played for Snoop Dogg.
What?
He played for Snoop Doggy Dogg.
What are you talking about? In what? In his band?
No, he had these two football teams.
In his league when he was like a junior or something?
Youth football teams, yeah. That was his quarterback. That was Snoop Dogg knows what he's talking. Snoop Dogg knows everything, man.
He does.
He's in the Olympics now, too. Do you hear that?
Yeah. How he has turned, basically, and he's a good singer, liked his stuff.
Gangster rapper, yeah.
Liked his stuff.
One of the most successful rappers
He didn't
of all
really
time.
do gangster rap.
He didn't really do gangster rap.
Right, yeah.
But it was a lot of drug stuff.
Yes.
How he turned that into being
he monetized
with all the things that he has done,
and the people that he associates with.
Yeah.
And from Willie Nelson to what's her name?
The Willie Nelson thing.
Look at all the guys: Biggie Smalls, Tupac. They never even made it, right? They all got killed in some some feud. But I mean, he kind of rose above. You know, he was on Death Row Records under that. You know. That same label,
but I mean, his whole persona was a very kind of drug intensive,
like a pimp. You got the pimp persona, yeah.
No, I mean it's just the drug.
He was a pimp persona for sure.
But I mean it's that heavy drug thing, and now he's in the Olympics. Yeah, he's going to be on the Olympics.
Well, he's not doing one sport. He's just like a color analyst that they'll go to.
He's just chilling and talking about all sports.
Yes, he's just like
he has kind of a unique voice. He's got that. He's kind of a.
But he's actually really he does. No,
he's a
Ted's
very
right.
unique guy.
It's not hard to listen to him, but he's really funny.
Yeah,
and oftentimes he has something to say that's relatively useful.
And you know the funny thing is I never heard him doing like hard drugs other than just like a lot of marijuana, which he's famous for. I've never heard him like Snoop Dogg OD'd on cocaine or LSD and was taken to L.A. hospital.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. So
for real?
Yeah.
Listen, you can demonize. Listen, you can demonize anything you want. I mean, people demonize all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're doing your thing, and your thing ends up being cool, then it's a cool thing.
You know what's cool? This old style I'm drinking. It is good.
It's a pad. It's a
love old style myself. Big fan of old style. Yeah, big fan. All right, so let's put this thing to bed since we have done everything and talked about a guy getting his dick cut off.
Speaking of free balling.
Oh, man. That is as free as your balls will ever be when you throw them down the street And you're standing in front of your house. Yeah.
You freed
All
him
right,
from your penis.
Teddy, last thoughts.
This show made me feel emasculated. Pardon the pun.
Once again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, Marquise.
Oh, it was a cool show. I enjoyed learning about the free diving a little bit. It's not my cup of tea. Snorkeling's about as far as I go. I'm a big water guy. I love swimming. I always have. I like snorkeling. I just don't want to. I thought about scuba diving, but you got to take like a week-long class to get certified. And sometimes when you're on vacation, you got to take 3 days to do that, and it's not worth it. But yeah, free diving sounds interesting, but I don't know. The whole breathing thing, I have a hard problem. I don't know. We're going to learn more about breathing next week, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to learn. We're going to have a breathing expert on.
But I would panic if you got to hold your breath, knowing that like he said, he's got a busy mind. Me too. I'd get down there and think, oh shit, I got to go back up. I think that's when you get in trouble. Ted.
I don't think so. I think you would practice and you would know your time. Yeah, I think
you could die, and that's what I would be thinking.
But I don't think no. In a contest, you could die if you're doing this with Dan.
Yeah,
and you're at Freediving Central.
It seems pretty controlled.
And if you look like you panicked, he would probably just take you up and you would go right back out.
It does serve a purpose because I've been interested in it since I was in Hawaii, and they talked about freediving where you go down and you're just like you don't need anything. You're just down there all natural with them, and you got your eye gear on obviously, but
right.
There's nothing attached, and it's cool. So I thought about that. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah,
interesting stuff.
I do too.
Dan.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, love Dan.
It sounds like a good idea to do now because it's literally -7 degrees here in Chicago. We have about 4 inches of snow that's frozen on everything. Everything's fucking frozen.
Oh yeah.
You can't move. If you see a pile of snow, Ted, you can't even move it.
Kick it, you break your
toe.
toe.
It's frozen sound.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
Freediving sounds good right now.
Yeah. No kidding. Oh, you know what we should have on? Somebody who is an expert on sand. Yeah. Because the sand right now would not be.
See if that's sand.
Oh, Teddy gave Mark a bottle of mezcal, and we thought it was salt.
No, it's sand.
Yeah, it's sand.
But I think it has something to do with the region. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, probably where it came from.
Where
so
it came
they
from,
probably gave it from the beach, wherever this was made, in somebody's basement.
Yeah, beach.
The backyard of whoever made this. That's part of their backyard. So yeah.
All right, man. So we got to put this thing to bed. Thanks so much to Dan. Guys, it was a blast. No guest next week, so it's just going to be us free balling.
Hey now.
Free birding?
free birding and enjoying ourselves. Listen up. Guys, hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on TikTok, on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Our website.
Go to our website. We got to get some people on our website. We actually added a level of security. We didn't know we had to have this certificate on there or something.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have that on there tomorrow, so you can go to our website and not worry about Ted stealing your cookies. Whatever that means.
Is that how that works?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either. All right. Listen, everybody have fun, and we will see you next week.